Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome to another GeoGuessr tips video. Today we've got another 40 country specific tips and we're going to be starting here in Iceland. So the tip on Iceland here we've got is they are yellow filled pedestrian crossings. So as you can see it's not white like everywhere else, it's got a yellow filled here in the background. And next up here, we're in Greece, and we're looking at these pole tops here. This is a harp pole top, where it looks a little bit like a harp, so it's called a harp pole top, and these are exclusive to Greece. So yeah, we see those everywhere in Greece, so keep an eye out for those. Next up, we're in Thailand. So we're looking at street lamps, specifically the bottom here. These colors, the black and red stripes, can also be black and white. So black and white or black and red stripes at the bottom of street lamps is very much a good clue for Thailand. And while we're on the subject of poles, the poles in Guatemala are painted red and green. Not all of them, but you'll see this everywhere in Guatemala. Like loads of red and green, a little bit of blue on this one as well. But you can see they paint all the poles really the random paint, so that's a good clue. And next up we are in Uruguay. So Uruguay, we're looking at the kilometer markers here. They're always painted green, so you see where the K is there, always painted green. Sometimes the bottom is not painted green, but always the top there painted green. And now we are in Qatar. So we're looking at the antenna in Qatar. It's always on the front left here. You see it's quite small, but there's a small, like a medium and a long one. I'll put them on the screen here. That also determines where you are in the country, so I'll put that here and a little map so you can see that as well. But yeah, always Qatar with this antenna. And now that brings us to Estonia. So if you see Tarnav, TN or TEE at the end of a street sign, that means that we're in Estonia. You see the TN option here. I'll put on the screen as well all the options rather than finding every single one. That is, you're in Estonia, you know. Next tip is also Estonia and it's also right in front of us here. It's the crossing sign. So if you have 3 bars, and the head is attached to the body. So 3 bars and the head is attached to the body, you're always in Estonia. Just making sure that head is attached, because in Russia, Ukraine, other places that have 3 bars, the head will not be attached to the body, but Estonia, always attached. And staying in this same region of the world, we're now in Latvia. So we're looking at the street signs here ending in IELA. So if you see this, IELA, on the street sign, you are always going to be in Latvia. And next up, we are in the Netherlands. So the Netherlands use like a brick rumble strip, as you see here on the side of the road. So you see these on the side of the roads, you are in the Netherlands 9 out of 10 times. And whilst we are in the Netherlands, looking at the rumble strip, we're also looking at signs. So a good clue for the signs in the Netherlands, the color of signs tends to bleed all the way through to the back. Like you see this on the back here, the yellow has like gone all the way around to the back, and it's like, yeah, that makes sense, right? This makes sense. If the color goes all the way to the back, then Netherlands, good stuff. Next one. And now we are in Poland. So Poland, we're looking at the crossing signs. So the crossing signs, rather than having bars, like vertical bars, you have a horizontal bar, just the one. You are in Poland, a horizontal bar here for Poland. If you think in Europe, you see this single horizontal bar, Poland. Next, we are in Romania. So we're looking at yield signs in Romania. They have a really thick red line. So if you see this is a yield sign, but just a super thick red line instead of the usual thin red line. So that's Romania. And now we are in Norway. So in Norway, commercial vehicles have to have green license plates. So if you see green license plates, specifically with the European blue little touch on the front, you're always going to be in Norway. And next up, we are in the Faroe Islands. We're looking at bollards in the Faroe Islands. Their bollards are tiny little wooden sticks that are yellow and red. So these tiny little wooden sticks that are yellow and red. Lovely little tip for the Faroe Islands there. Very distinguishable by the car as well, but let's assume you can't see the car. Yellow and red sticks. Nice. And now we're in Andorra. So Andorra, we are looking at the stone used in buildings. Like this is Andorran stone. You see it all over Andorra. Like tons of buildings use it. I don't know why. Maybe it's like just a local resource or something. I'm not sure. You'll have to let me know in the comments. But yeah, if you see this stone, it's everywhere. Loads of buildings on it. Loads of buildings use it. Yeah, Andorra. Now we're in Ecuador, so we're looking at bollards in Ecuador. If you think you're in South America and you see bollards with 2 reflectors like this, you are going to be in Ecuador 99% of the time. I think all the time, but I'll say 99% just to cover myself. But yeah, double reflectors like that, Ecuador in South America. Now we are in Malaysia. So if you're in Malaysia and you see these poles, we're specifically looking at poles, but they have 2 horizontal bars like this. then you're always going to be in Sabah. These are Sabah poles. So on Borneo Island, Sabah. Never, these don't exist on mainland Malaysia. As far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure these don't exist in mainland Malaysia. Always Sabah with 2 horizontal bars like this, if you're in Malaysia, that is. Next up, we are in Ghana. So obviously Ghana tape is very distinguishable. So if you see the Ghana tape, you know you're in Ghana, with the top right bar being duct tape. But we're not looking at that right now. We're looking at taxis, okay? So the taxis in Ghana, they've always got really random yellow parts on the car. So if you see these random yellow parts on the car, it's kind of orange on some of them as well. Also, the license plates are yellow. So yeah, you are in Ghana if you see taxis with random yellow/orange parts on the car like this. And the next tip brings us to the US Virgin Islands, specifically this one right here. You're always going to have a red truck. So if you're driving on the left-hand side of the road and you see this red truck, you're always in this southern US Virgin Island. Okay, this is a very distinguishable truck. I don't think you can mistake it for anything else. Next up, we are in Canada. So we're looking at the checkerboard sign here. This is exclusive to Canada. So if you see these at intersections like T-junctions and stuff, you are in Canada. And now we are in Malaysia. So if you see these signs, AWAS signs, AWAS, I'm not sure what it means, but it means we're in Malaysia. Yes, so AWAS signs, Malaysia. Next up, we are in Poland. So Poland, we're looking at warning signs. So warning signs in Poland are yellow filled with a red border, just like this. So that's for all warning signs. I think there's another one in the distance here. Little yeah, oh, it's disappeared. There's another one though. So yeah, like yellow background with a thin red border. Warning signs in Poland. And now we are in Taiwan. So Taiwan, we're looking at the road lines. So we have red road lines on the outside. They're not always red, but you see a lot of red road lines in Taiwan. Very good clue for the country. Yeah, red road lines. Taiwan. Next up, we are in Curacao. So if you see the roof rack car with a black bonnet, so the car's black and you have a roof rack like this, you are always going to be in Curacao. And next up, we are in Belgium. So if you think you're in Europe, but you're not entirely sure where, and you can see license plates, Belgium is great to check the license plates because they have like a red tinge, right? Because the letters on the license plates are red. So you can kind of see on all the plates there, a little red tinge, just about. You can see it. Yeah, very nice. Red tinge on the license plate. You are in Belgium. Now we're in Denmark. So if you're in Denmark, they are very common for Denmark dashes. So this is one of the kinds you'll see. You see how the outside road lines here, they are dashed, but the dashes are tiny, right? Really small. Another one as well, they have really small dashes. I am probably going to have to edit that one in a second, but I can try and find it straight. Okay, that kind of works. Yeah, we got like these tiny dashes here like this. They're just well known for having lots of weird dashes on the outsides of roads. So good to know. Okay, yeah, this is the one. This is the specific one I was looking for. But as you can see, there's a variety of dashes in Denmark. The Denmark dashes. So yeah, Denmark. Next up, we are in Chile. So very common in Chile to have all yellow road lines or all white road lines as well. But all yellow, I believe it's more around national parks. But yeah, if you see all yellow road lines and you know you're in South America somewhere, it's always going to be Chile. So now we're in Germany. So this one is not 100% exclusive, but I'm telling you it's like 99.9% of the time it will be right. We're looking at drains, okay? So if you have 2023 coverage, and you see this drain, this is a Germany drain, okay? Like very, very, very common in Germany. I've checked it all over the country as well. It's not just one specific city. You can see this drain everywhere in Germany. Somebody did find this drain in a different country. It wasn't 2023 coverage. That's why I mentioned 2023. But really any year, okay, you see this drain, I'm sending to Germany, okay? I think this is 99% time Germany. And now we are in Peru. So Peru, we're looking at electricity meters. They are rectangular. Here they are. And they have little windows here. They look like letterboxes, right? It's so you can see the numbers through, I assume. But if you see these with 2 or 3 little letterbox looking things there, then you are in Peru. I'm trying to find another one. You know, they're everywhere. They've just got these little letterbox things. And in South America, that is exclusive to Peru. So yeah, great tip to know. Now we are in Brazil. So a great tip for Brazil is the water tanks you're going to see on top of the buildings. This is Brazil because it's a Fort Lev water tank. So the company that makes water tanks for Brazil is called Fort Lev. They make them for the whole of Brazil. And you'll see all different shapes and sizes for Fort Lev water tanks in Brazil. Next up, we are in Hungary. So if you know you're in Europe and you can see a sign somewhere, any sign, even a sign like this, you can tell you're in Hungary based off this sign. And I'll tell you why. It's because it has 4 bolts. You see these 4 bolts here? Only country in Europe to do this is Hungary. Like they just, as you can see in these signs here, 4 bolts. Just if you're not sure and you think you're in Europe and you see these 4 bolts, you know the country based on that. It's Hungary. Yeah, it's Hungary. Now we are in Greece. We are looking at these things here. So they're like, I think they're called mini churches. So in Greece, they have loads of these dotted around everywhere by the side of the road. They normally have the cross, the Christian, I think it's Christian cross. I don't know what they're called, but we call them mini churches in Greece. Yeah, if you see these on the side of the road, Greece. They can be all different like kinds, you know, made out of all different things as well. And now we are in the UAE. So if you think you're in the Middle East somewhere and you see zebra poles, the only country in the Middle East to have zebra poles is United Arab Emirates. So great tip there. If you see zebra poles, Middle East, go UAE. And now we are in Peru. So Peru, we want to talk about the currency. The currency is Sol, so S-O-L, but also it's normally just an S with a /. But this is exclusive to Peru. There's no other country in the world that uses this currency as far as I'm aware. So if you see currency like this, S / on any signs, S / you see, always in Peru for Sol. Next up, we are in Belgium again. So we're looking at signs specifically at the minute. So signs here, not all of them, but some of them. If you see an orange back like this, you're always in Belgium. I think it's exclusive to Belgium. The whole sign can also be orange, but sometimes just the back of the sign like this. I'll put a completely orange one on the screen now so you can see what that looks like as well. But always worth checking the backs of signs to check if they're orange, and if they are, then you are in Belgium. And finally, our last tip, our tip number 40 of the day is Denmark. So if you see these signs in Denmark, we're looking at the pole around it. So you see that the tubular pole that goes all the way around, that is very, very Denmark. Okay, so if you see that, I'm not sure if it's 100% exclusive, but I would always be sending this to Denmark. It can also be all around the street signs as well. Like I'll put a picture on the screen right now so you can see. But yeah, if you see those metal bits all around the signs like these, always going to be in Denmark. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I appreciate you guys coming along. If you do want to see another video just like this, I did 40 tips before this one. You're more than welcome to check it out. I will put it in the description and maybe on the screen if I can figure out how to do that. Thank you very much for choosing to watch. I do appreciate you. And have a good evening. Also, if you want to watch on Twitch, we do stream on Twitch. This has been a bit scuffed of an ending. Have a good evening. Goodbye.